Footsteps walking when I do, I hear the sound, but see nothing as I look around. I see many eyes shining, following everywhere I go. Every time I look in the dark, they're looking at me. A foul smell in the air as people walk around without a care. Shadows in the corner of my eye, but when I turn to look, there is nothing there. A blur passes by, but what do I see? Only that. Who calls my name from the forest, the same as my father do? My hair stands up on the back of my neck. I feel sick and dizzy now. Disoriented, spinning around. A large wolf on 2 feet follows me, lurking and smirking from tree to tree, whistling for me to look as a clawed hand waves. My body tries to tremble, but I'm staying brave. Something sways back and forth, I look away. I remember my mother always told me that when I hear and see this in the woods or around town, I am to sound the alarm, but let others know predator Bigfoots are hunting, and I should go and let her know. My father knows what to do as he calls to other men too. Mothers find their children and let them know to stay close. Stay in the house and pull the shades down. Hold your breath and don't make a sound. On from the teaser before the predator Bigfoots are back and hungry for more. Man and woman form lines. Footsteps walking when I do, I hear the sound, but see nothing as I look around. I see many eyes shining, following everywhere I go. Every time I look in the dark, they're looking at me. A foul smell in the air as people walk around without a care. Shadows in the corner of my eye, but when I turn to look, there is nothing there. A blur passes by, but what do I see? Only that. Who calls my name from the forest, the same as my father do? My hair stands up on the back of my neck. I feel sick and dizzy now. Disoriented, spinning around. A large wolf on 2 feet follows me, lurking and smirking from tree to tree, whistling for me to look as a clawed hand waves. My body tries to tremble, but I'm staying brave. Something sways back and forth, I look away. I remember my mother always told me that when I hear and see this in the woods or around town, I am to sound the alarm, but let others know predator Bigfoots are hunting, and I should go and let her know. My father knows what to do as he calls to other men too. Mothers find their children and let them know to stay close. Stay in the house and pull the shades down. Hold your breath and don't make a sound. On from the teaser before putting us all in danger. The shoes of a stranger are seen. Someone has been feeding predator Bigfoots near our family's home. Trees bowed and pulled down, sharpened spikes placed in the ground. As the forest goes quiet, not a bird, cricket or frog. The trees are still, the forest has a chill. Weapons now ready is all know the sign that predator Bigfoots are around. Now it's a trap as he slaps on a tree. A whoop over there and a breath next to me. Now whoops everywhere behind every tree. A raven's call, but that's not all. Coyote sounds, how his broken branches are heard. A baby's cry, I hear a hoot, and an owl flies by a call for help. Then the sound of a scream, like a dream will come to the reality of now. Predator Bigfoots all around. They didn't make a sound till now. We all know, put the sight at his head to slow their charge. People run from fear as others stand clear, calm in their aim as the ground is now stained. The forest now quiet as only few walk away. Now we look for the one who gifted the predators our town.
So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. Y'all say a prayer. Looking over there first. Matthew chapter 4, verse 7, Jesus said to him, "It is written again, you shall not tempt the Lord your God." And we'll pray. Father, we love you so much. You're just so amazing and wonderful and glorious, and every good thing comes from you. We thank you for the ways that you protect us and provide for us. We thank you for just taking care of us in every kind of way. We thank you for giving us stewardship over the things that you have, and we pray that we'll always be pleasing to you in the way that we handle the things that we do. We thank you for protecting us from our enemies and protecting us from your enemies, Father. And we plead the blood of Jesus over our channels, our platforms, our pages, everything that belongs or that you've given to us, Father. And we thank you for keeping the eyes and the ears of the enemy away from us, keeping them blind to us. And we thank you for the people that you bring to us and that you bring us to. We thank you so much, Father, for just all the ways that you do the amazing things that you do, and for letting us be a part of being on your path and getting your word out, and that we can do the things that we love to do and still find a way to help people and enjoy it at the same time. We love you, Father, in Jesus' name, in the name of Yeshua. Amen.
Amen.
Is it good?
Well, this one looks good, but
That one's really blurry, isn't it?
this one's really blurry. I'm going to take this one off and try it again.
We had a little bit of technical problem.
Yeah, at the beginning, we're trying to see if we can get a handle on it.
So this was a last minute throw up thing to throw up. Not a throw up thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching Wednesday. Getting getting the background ready. We got part of last week's background and part of this week's.
Give us a second so we can load this again and see if it works.
While he does that, Graybeard, if you are listening to this, check in with us just so that we know you're okay. You've been on our mind a lot lately, and we just we hope that you're just very busy.
All right, we'll see who's all here. It's still blurry, but it's picking up good here.
On my phone and see how it looks.
Okay. And also,
Did you just lick it?
well, I guess hopefully your screens are
Clearer?
clear. Yeah. This our extra is little not. As soon as out here, then we'll get started. Lorna, she is the first again.
Lorna.
She says hi, Lee Treachery and Jerry Williams. Oh, Kelly of the Most High is right in second place.
Hey, Kelly.
Kelly and War Chief is here. Saying Halito, OCO, and Ola, Jerry Lead Horse Choctaw. Williams, Ella, Lead
Looks a little
Tracker.
blurry to me.
Is y'all's screen blurry? Because this one is doing
Get the glass
okay,
cleaner.
but huh?
I'll get the glass cleaner.
Okay. And we'll try to clean this our screen up. It looks okay to us, but on this one, but on our other ones, it's a little blurry. Also to Warrior Trackers, Shadow Trackers, and Thunder Trackers and friends. Everybody saying hello to each other. Lauren saying hello to War Chief, and Bernice is here. Tracker B, she's saying hi to everyone. Love y'all. And Lorna is Tracker Lorna is saying hello to Bernice. Jody Albright. Jody is here. J.A. Tracker J.A. She says, such a great intro. Good evening to everyone. And Tracker Lorna saying hello to Jody. JR is here. He's saying howdy y'all. And we're going to try to clean the screen up because it shouldn't be blurry on the other channels. We're not sure how it is on everyone else's. Maybe it's just his computer. I don't know. You said your phone too.
Yeah, my phone is. Yeah.
Well, we'll get down and see if someone.
Wow, that gray hair growing in makes me look like I'm going bald, but I'm not. Just trying to let the silver grow in.
Trying to go silver, trying to let that silver come in. So
Again.
tonight's verse, Matthew 4:7, Jesus said to him, "It is written again, you shall not attempt the Lord your God." And she also says, hit like and check yourself for notifications, please. And notifications. Not Stars is here. She's saying hello and good evening to everyone. And Lord Chief said, amen.
They're all saying it looks blurry to them also.
Huh.
But this is the one we're looking in, right?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Let me, because this one's not on yet. Let me take this one off completely and see. Lorna's saying hello to the Night Stars, which you're saying a little blurry, and Tracker Lorna says also blurry.
That's weird.
It's weird because this one right here looks really good.
Yeah, on the screen we're looking at on the
That one's a little better now. Oh, it's jumpy though.
tiny. Yeah, it is. Okay. Well,
You
we
wanna
don't
try
know
it?
why, but tonight's more about listening to the guy than talking. So
And when I took this one off, it came in a little bit clearer than what it was. So maybe we're pulling extra power somewhere or something. I don't know. Let's see. Let me take this one off. Maybe that'll help a little bit. And that one a little bit. A little bit better. Huh?
yeah, that is a little better.
Okay, maybe we're just pulling too much power out of some of this. Let's see. Oh, Tracker
And I'll
Lorna
get on my
saying
phone.
it's a little bit better. Yeah,
I'll turn my phone off too.
I'll turn mine off too. Let's see if we're just not.
War Chief says that will do.
All right,
My mom used to say that to me a lot. That'll do.
I think I heard that in the movie.
That'll do, donkey.
There you go.
JR says more better.
All right, maybe we're just pulling too much on one thing. So looks a little bit better. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Mickey Richards.
Mickey Richards. Hi, Mickey Richards.
They're saying hi or hey y'all.
Hey, you.
That a new name?
Uh-huh.
Mickey Richards. Okay. So we're going to be listening to a young man who first time experiencer, but he has trying to figure things out. And he's, if let me put this up again. He also needs first book that we put out, which is Predator Bigfoot and Spiritual Warrior's Path, which is also in Spanish. Pa Grande el Depredador y el Sendero del Guerrera y Spiritual. He also needs the book Bigfoot Gifters, very important book. This guy is just kind of walking through our books if he just had them. Also, the Spanish version, Las Ofrendas de Pa Grande, and the children's book, Lee Tracker did the illustrations and the artwork, Monster Spotters by Lee Tracker and Jerry Williams. And you can tell just by the cover how good the artwork is in the children's book. But this man needs to have, I'm going to put the fair use in the top corner here.
Other side.
I
can't tell. Other side.
It's over there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over here on this one, but it's over there on that one.
We're looking at two screens, and in one, this back here is backwards, and in the other, it's right.
Well, you have to do everything backwards.
But on
it's
the
kind of
phone,
weird.
it's right.
Looks like it's over
So
here.
this one's correct.
And then it looks like it's over here.
The laptop's screwing us up.
Tighten this up.
We got to pull ourselves together.
Yeah. All right. And our microphone's a little too high, but I think it's going to work. All right. So, but if he had these books, he wouldn't be doing and saying and thinking the way he does. And we'll get to that in just a second because it's textbook, I guess you would say. It's the books are there, but I guess this guy doesn't know about these books. He may be new to the cryptid community, I guess.
Fairly new, last year or two.
Okay, last year or two. So yeah, he is pretty new. Just like a lot of people who make a lot of mistakes.
Seems like a real nice person, like most of them do, but we don't want him to get hurt.
Yeah, he's listening to bad advice. Junior is here. All right.
Hey, Junior.
He says, "Hey, Jerry and Lead and Tracker E." That's Lead Tracker E and Tracker family. Hello to everybody. I'm on my company phone. Oh, so I'll be in and out. I just wanted to stop by and say hello.
Good to see you, Junior.
Very good. Always, Junior. And did we tell him about the pants?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's saying, War Chief is saying hello to Mickey and not started saying hello to Junior. Tracker Lorna is saying hello to Junior. Mickey is saying hello to War Chief. And JR is saying, you'll have to read the fair use sign in the corner. Okay, let me actually put that up on the bigger screen. And that is the fair use copyright disclaimer for allowances for fair use, purpose of criticism and comments and teaching is what we use it for. But we put that up there so everybody could. He says, use sign in Pig Latin. Have to use the sign in Pig Latin. Read it. How you do that? All right, so looks like everybody's here. It's a guy who, and he'll explain too, how he was one of the guys who used to mock people. Let me fix this also. Who used to mock people. I think we got it even with the thing up there.
Close enough.
I should make it. Oh, that's good enough.
Like
But,
he was a skeptic.
Mickey, we this is about teaching and critiquing work, other people's work, and what they're doing out there. It's not a chat kind of channel. I know there's a lot of other channels out there that has a lot of chat in their chat rooms, and you're more than welcome to go to those channels and check them out and chat all you want. But here we have also monitors who uh, know that we are teaching here. So if it gets too carried away, they will boot you. So it's more to listen and to learn about what we're saying. We're not here to chit chat with everybody in the chat room. So it's just to let you know how we do things here. First time we're seeing your name, so
It's the standard instructions we give to every new person in.
yeah. And we used to have a whole intro of explaining what we do and how we do it, but it just took too much time, and so now the monitors know. They may warn you the first time, but the next time they'll delete you, so we can continue with the teaching and the critiquing of what we're doing. So just to let you know how we do things.
Can you say that?
I don't think he's talking to us. I think he's talking to everybody in the chat room.
Oh, okay.
Trying to get a
Gotcha.
conversation started. And oh, JR said he thought it was backwards. Yeah, on this screen it's up here, there, and on this screen
It's so weird.
it's right up there. So
Mickey says, "Okay, thanks. I'm just looking for Sasquatch content. You'll get it tonight."
yeah, we're gonna be talking about it, critiquing, and this is like we said just in the beginning, get these books, read these books, and you'll have more information than all these other researchers out there. It'll catch you up. It'll put you at the top of the class, and you'll be helping other people if you read these books and you understand what's going on out there.
And we'll be talking through this commentary about things that are in the book.
As War Chief says, he says there will be a time at the end where questions will be answered. Yep.
Thank you, War Chief.
Good job, War Chief. Okay, so a new guy, pretty much. I mean, there's been a couple of new guys we've critiqued their work, but like all the new people, they go to the wrong people. They get the wrong information. They start doing the wrong things out there, and these things have proved time and time again that you're going to get these things to come to you. It's not something you want to do. You're going to have to start missing pets. You're going to find out they're starting to have missing people in the area. And if you're the gifter, you're the one that's endangering not just yourself, but your pets, your family, your neighborhood, your town, or your city. Because you're giving these things a doorway, a way in without being seen. Because you're not telling the whole neighborhood, hey, there's Bigfoots out here. There's walking wolves, what people call dogman. There's not, you're not telling people what you're doing. Because it's a bad thing. If we caught somebody doing this, we'd have to have a serious talk with them, because they're bringing these things in closer
Habituating them
to where.
And then they develop a big problem, and then they go off their own merry way to get away from them. And then other people coming into the area are expected to bring food to these.
And they don't know that.
Yeah.
They don't know what's waiting.
It puts other people in danger.
Yeah.
Very much against gifting, which is what most of the other Bigfoot Sasquatch channels tell you to do, is to gift and to try to communicate. And we're not about that. We're the ones that people talk to after they've already got into trouble by following the bad advice. So this is why we do Watching Wednesdays, so that we can catch people beforehand. And I even did that when I first was researching what was going on in my land and before we got together. And so I just found the first group that was near me in East Texas, and they gave me terrible advice. And before it was over, they were building traps right there at the house, hunting traps, and built
Under your house too.
for my grandson. Um, it became a very dangerous situation because I had followed terrible advice. So we're trying to prevent that from happening to anyone else.
Yeah. So give us, we're going to put a video up. Give us just a little time because we got to put the TV in front, get everything situated. Take us about 2 or 3 minutes. So just listen to this video again.
And this
Actually,
song itself is a lesson. Mickey, if you weren't in here for the intro, the song itself has a lot of information in it. It's a song that we wrote, but a song with a purpose. And it's about predator Bigfoot gifters.
Yep. So give us just a minute. We're going to switch everything around and get started. Our computer's loose.
Footsteps walking when I do, I hear the sound, but see nothing as I look around. I see many eyes shining, following everywhere I go. Every time I look in the dark, they're looking at me. A foul smell in the air as people walk around without a care. Shadows in the corner of my eye, but when I turn to look, there is nothing there. A blur passes by, but what do I see? Only that who calls my name from the forest, the same as my father do. My hair stands up on the back of my neck. I feel sick and dizzy now, disoriented, spinning around. A large wolf on 2 feet follows me, lurking and smirking from tree to tree, whistling for me to look as a clawed hand waves. My body tries to tremble, but I'm staying brave. Something sways back and forth, I look away. I remember my mother always told me that when I hear and see this in the woods or around town, I am to sound the alarm, but let others know predator Bigfoots are hunting, and I should go and let her know. My father knows what to do as he calls to other men too. Mothers find their children and let them know to stay close. Stay in the house and pull the shades down. Hold your breath and don't make a sound. On from the teaser before the predator Bigfoots are back and hungry.
Okay, welcome back. We got to get one more thing set up.
That looks pretty good.
There we go. Okay, there we go. We got everything set up now. This is Hugh Knight. Looks like 4 months ago. Oh.
Be good for the Lord,
So this is Hugh Knight. Uh, he becomes a first-time experiencer. Then he's going to explain a few things, and let's just go ahead and listen to him for just a little bit and see where he takes us.
These things are actually real, like just blown away by such a reality and having to question my own reality and sanity. Like, I didn't know what to think of it all. My name's Hugh Knight, and before getting into all this research, I was always in the forest, always in the woods, very outdoorsy, an avid rock hound, always taking me into really hard to get to places, looking for rare rocks and crystals, things of that nature. And my parents live on an island near the mouth of the Columbia River. And so that's an area that I've grown up exploring and spending a lot of time in. And I had obviously seen things on TV about Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and I just assumed it was all misidentifications, kind of make-believe type stuff, hoaxes. I just wasn't a believer. I was of that mindset that if they were real, I would have seen one by now. I've spent so much time in the woods.
Many, and there's still people to this day who are just like this guy. And there's so many that will say, I've been out in the woods for 50 years, and if there was something out there, I would have seen it by now. Or they mock other people who have seen these things, which there are, hundreds of thousands of people who have seen these things, and throughout generations.
all over the world.
All over the world, yeah. And tribes have seen these things all over the world. Native tribes here in the what they call the Americas now have always seen these things here, and we actually have a time frame that's called the arrival of evil for us as far as Native people, that these things started arriving, started showing up, and our reports of the eyewitnesses of the events that happened, that they are cannibals, they have a bite-like fire, and paralyzed. And so he is the person out there that is going to be behind the screen, mocking people, kind of belittling people, putting those laughy faces on whenever people post photos and video or talk about their encounters. This is that guy. And there's thousands of these guys like that out there. They, and there's so many that just stay in mom's basement kind of thing. The couch quarterbacks kind of thing. They don't go out. They're not camping. They're not actively researching and trying to find these things. And they're not reading our books. Just like this guy. If he read our books, he would have knew about these things before he had his encounter, and he would have knew where to look. He would have knew what he was looking at before he even went back out to the forest. And like a lot of people, he's been out in the woods for a long time. He was, and just like us here, I was raised in these mountains. I used to run through these mountains when I was a kid. I used to sleep out there in the forest when I was a kid. Sometimes my parents did come looking for me for 4 days because I was out running through the mountains and in all sorts of creeks and caves and things like that. But it wasn't until 2020 until these things really started making their presence known. And we know that they're here. We've had stories since we were children about the boogeyman, the shadows, the not to be playing out at night because something will be out there playing with you, but not really playing with you, just trying to get closer to you, to act like you, to try to get closer to you. Many disappearances. There's missing people in every state, every town. I can guarantee it. Every place you could think of, there are missing people. Now this is that guy. Not saying that he's the only one, but he is the mind frame of the general population who don't know anything about these things, who hasn't studied, who, you know, they could, like he used to be a forest worker, and he'll talk about that too. But he doesn't know the structures. He doesn't know the Bigfoot bridges. He doesn't know the blinds. He doesn't know the tree formations. He doesn't know about the crows. He doesn't know about the owls, the wolves. There's a lot of information that he doesn't know, but he is coming on and sharing his information now, but a lot of his information is wrong. And we're going to get to that in just a moment.
And the structures, some of it he's learned as he's gone along, but he didn't know them to begin with. And most people, what they do know is just from silly television shows that get you into trouble. They give you just enough information to be dangerous or to make you dangerous to yourself and to others.
Also, they're going to these Bigfoot conferences, and they're really getting the wrong information there. When you go to one of those conferences and you let them know that you've had experiences or you have an activity, they're going to give you the wrong information, because that information they're going to use later for themselves. They're going to say, you start gifting, you start trying to make contact, you try to start mind speaking, but stay in contact with us and tell us what happens. They're safe, but they're getting that information, and you're eventually going to have to move, and you're going to put somebody else in jeopardy.
They have nothing to lose. It's no different than somebody with a spiritual problem in their home, and they go to advice for somebody that there's a bunch of new age vultures out there that say, oh, well, let's do a seance, let's do a Ouija board, let's make contact in this way or that way. And the next thing you know, the problem's just blown up exponentially because of the bad advice. And they have nothing to lose because they don't live there.
And this guy's going to be given some of that same bad advice. So
by example.
Yeah, and he's trying to find his own kind of way, because he's getting some wrong information from somebody, but he's also trying to put his 2 cents into it of what he thinks he knows when he doesn't know anything. He's trying to put 2 and 2 together to make 8. He can't do it. He's got to start off with the right information. And if they read our books, you'll start off with the right information. Then you can move forward. But if you're out there guessing from the beginning, you're always going to be guessing, and you're always going to come up with the wrong answer.
Starting on page 41 of Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path is the legend of time, and that shows the Choctaw legend of time, the story of the origins of the arrival of evil. But it's also in ancient texts all over the world. It's in the Egyptian Dendra Zodiac. It's in the Aztec Sunstone. It's just all over the place, oral and written history.
Okay, so
these are not your friends.
Yeah, these are predators, and these things, if they have the opportunity,
your food.
So let's go a little bit further with him.
And there were some weird experiences that took place in that area prior to seeing a Sasquatch. And so I've always been open-minded to paranormal stuff and open-minded to the reality of us not really knowing what's surrounding us.
So right now he's having to bite his lip because of what he actually sees. But he also is saying that he was only open-minded to paranormal things.
Right. A minute ago he was a skeptic.
Yep.
And now he's open-minded.
But not to a Bigfoot. only to the paranormal. He's saying that. Well, I was kind of open-minded about that, but he wasn't open-minded to Bigfoots and walking wolves and turtle frog Batman and monkey bear pig monkey man. And
If you're new to the channel, what you need to know, and we explain this in our books and just countless videos, that there's a binding DNA from the original predator that came here that can mix species. It binds them together to make them a combination of everything, but a completion of nothing. They are not a natural thing, and so people want to say, sort it out and say, well, this is a dog man, and this is a Bigfoot, and this is a otter man, and this is a bear man pig, and countless varieties, mothman. And what we teach you in the books and in our channels is that all these combinations, it doesn't matter how you sort them out. There's going to be a new configuration next week. All we need to know for our purposes is that they're all predators. There's not one good. There's not one that's your friend. There's not one that you need to trust your children with or your pets with. It doesn't matter if they're okay today. Everything's okay until it's not, as our friend Maureen would say. They have all different features because it's that binding DNA that brings, depending on what they've eaten and what is in their blood through consumption and through mating, that's what features they'll display. Want to talk about any of those pictures?
okay, so this guy's open to paranormal, but not to Bigfoots at this time. So let's go a little further.
And like, for example, a few years before I had my first sighting, there was a major UFO event that took place in the skies over that area, which technically are the skies above my research area. And that was witnessed by my parents, my wife, my kids, myself. And massive debris fields were falling off of these objects. And I actually have a chunk of what fell off of it. And that chunk is right here. It's like a melted blob of rock. And I've tried to get people interested in it. I've sent emails to all kinds of people in that world, but nobody seems to care. I've never had it tested. I don't know what it is, but it was just a strange experience, a strange event. And around that time period, probably, 5 years or so prior to that UFO event, I was paddleboarding in the Columbia River, and I was right on the shoreline of Oregon. And I looked off into the bushes, and there was a person staring at me in a very rural, very hard to get to place. And it was a very dark face, a black face. And it looked like not like a black person, African person, like almost like a dark black India type person. And it was really weird. And I just ignored it, paddled off, and told my parents about it when I got back. Like, why? There was a black person staring at me in the bushes, and Sasquatch wasn't even a thought at this time period. So after the incidents I mentioned, the UFO and just weird things that had happened in that area, years later, I'm here in my neighborhood where I live. I'm at home. And I had been walking nightly up this path near my house. It goes up into a wooded area where there's a bunch of high-end homes up there, but real remote, woodsy kind of area. And one particular night, we were flying to Mexico. We had to be to the airport at midnight. So I wanted to take my dog on a quick walk before the house sitter got there. And so I took my dog up that path, and we're up in the mountain area where the neighboring houses are. And my dog finds a deer laying on the side of the road that had been completely mutilated. Every organ had been removed, everything, lungs, kidney, heart. The front legs had been ripped clean off of this thing. Very weird thing to find in a residential neighborhood at 11 o'clock at night. And there was no blood around it. So whatever had done this to that deer had to have dropped.
And this is something we've talked about before, that they go specifically for the soft tissues, for those organs, and they rip the legs off so that they can suck the blood out. They get the blood, they drink the blood.
Mm-hmm. How long does he talk about this deer?
I'm not sure. He also had a pattern of going out there each night. You need to be careful of your patterns, switch them up, because your different habits, these are like any other predator, even the human predator, they're watching for your habits. When you go to the mailbox, when do you go to the bus stop, you can't really switch up that pattern, but you can be sure you're out there with your children, and make sure there's no blinds around the bus stop. When do you get your wood? When do you feed the pets? All that kind of thing. Be careful of your patterns, and the best you can, switch them up. Even patterns of which way you go to work or what you do exactly. You just want to be a little unpredictable when it comes to these predators, so that you don't give them an advantage. If you can't change up the pattern, you need to at least be very, very vigilant and aware of what's going on around you. Have it well lit, be armed, be paying attention, that sort of thing.
Yeah, know what shadows are supposed to be there, and things like that, just to keep safe. I want to get past this deer. I mean, there's a couple things that just
keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vehicle because they didn't want to sit there all day watching me run power tools. And a lot of times I'll climb up into an embankment, a cliff, and just start digging into the side of it and see what I can pull out of it in particular areas that we know where you're likely to find certain stones and gems and agates and such. And I've been spending quite a bit of time on this rock, drilling and breaking, and I just couldn't get this rock out of this boulder. I spent hours on it. I was getting frustrated. So I decided to take a break. And as this was going on, I had been thinking about Bigfoot because of all the videos I've been watching, because of the deer, and I just had it in the back of my mind. And what's really bizarre about this is I stopped what I was doing with the intention of going up to this viewpoint to look into the valley below and see if I could see a Bigfoot. That was my plan. And obviously never in a million.
I'll get past this a little bit. He does have a little bit of video of a dark image that he kind of caught. You can see it right there. I'll go ahead and stop it right there.
In one spot. And you can see subtle movements and stuff. It's really vague because I'm up in the clouds. So the clouds kept coming in, blocking my shot. And so at times I'd be completely fogged out. So I would turn the camera off and I'd wait for the clouds to lift, and then I would start filming it again. And this went on for, I was up there for an hour or so, staring at this thing, filming this thing. And after a while, it would get so foggy, and I couldn't see if it was there. And I'm kind of starting to just question everything. Like, what am I looking at? Is this real? Like, did I really just see a Bigfoot? Am I filming nothing? It was a weird moment.
Originally, he had seen it walking along, running its hands over the tops of these trees that he actually thought were smaller than what they were. He was later to find out, which made the Bigfoot much bigger. And so he stopped moving, but he didn't have his camera. He ended up saying, nobody's going to believe me if I don't get some kind of evidence. So he ran back down to his car or his truck and came back up with the camera. It took him a few minutes to find it, and then he did find it, and that was where he was looking. There was also a stump right there, and it was sitting in front of the stump. Later he would see the stump, but he also had video evidence that it wasn't just the stump, that this thing was sitting in front of it, which is something that they do.
And if you do have movement like that, don't expect that thing to move for at least 3 hours. And this guy said he's been up there for an hour and about an hour, and then he started getting frustrated because it wasn't just walking and moving and off. We're going to show you a video of one that we captured also of a Bigfoot. There's actually more Bigfoots, but there's only one that's real visible. There are some in the background. And if we ever, I think if you see on this channel, maybe it's under translucent. I can't think of what the video name is, but you can see translucent Bigfoots also. But we're going to show you this video. It's only about 1.5 minutes. But this video is of a Bigfoot that's in a tree. It's just got the white face. It's got the big black hairy body. It's in a tree, but you're going to see the face only because everything else is dark.
The stench of a wet dog, rotting flesh, blood, mixed with the stink of a tarantula, or rotting snakes, or no scent. The Bigfoot being observed here is herding deer to us. Through observation of humans, the Bigfoot can separate hikers from hunters, weapons or no weapons, a hunter or a hunter of Bigfoots. Trackers observe baseline to tree line first. We use the shadows. We go tree to tree or bush to bush, blending into our environment. The shadows are very important to read. It is called shadow language, distinguishing shadow upon shadow. If your visual or sense of smell do not pick up the predators, your body is made of feelings and sensors to protect you spiritually and physically. Your feelings and senses will tell you where the predator is located. If the predator is behind you, you will feel the hair on the back of the neck. If the predator is on the right or left, goose pimples, shivers, or wind will be on that same side. To locate the predator, turn towards the place of the first feeling. This is the first alert for warriors that war is here.
Being the lead tracker for the
And we actually had the world's best Bigfoot researcher in Pennsylvania be shocked at
he
that
called
video.
himself that.
Yeah, he called himself that. We didn't. But he seen that video, and he said right before that, nobody can get video, nobody can get photos, and blah 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 and blah blah blah. And we said, well, hold on now, because we got a video we'd like to show you, and then that's our personal video.
You might have to sit a while.
Yeah,
Because they can be still a really long time.
it was about 2.5 hours before this one started moving, and there was a couple more in there too. But whenever the world's best researcher in Pennsylvania that he proclaimed himself to be, once he seen that, he said, "Whose video is that?" He was going to debunk it somehow, and we said, "That's our video. We captured that on video." So
you can find the interview with him on one of the live streams.
So him saying there's no photos, and we just showed a whole bunch of photos just a second ago, and he said nobody's got video. We got video, and to us, it's not a big deal. But to like this guy tonight, they're still trying to get video. They can't get video, can't get photos, They're getting tracks and things like that.
He's trying to prove to everyone that they exist, and he's going to get himself in a dangerous position. You don't have to prove anything to anyone.
Yeah, and we used to get that whenever we started posting our photos, when we first started sharing information about these things, and people would say that's AI, or they'd say, how did y'all make that picture? How did y'all Is that art? Is it, did you use a computer to generate those? And we're saying no. We found these out in the forest, and a couple of those photos. One was from War Chief, and one was from Tracker K. Um,
We want to teach you to avoid these things, not to get close to them, not to try to prove to anyone anything. They already exist. If you do have to put them down because they do become dangerous, we've had trackers have to put them down, and the powers that be come in and take all your evidence, treat you like a criminal. They're just absolutely terrible. It's not even worth it. If you do have to put one down, walk away, or get a hold of us, or just walk away. Don't even let anybody know that you had to do that. We don't tell people to hunt them. We're not hunters. We don't go hunt. We teach people to deter them. If they're around your property, if they're around your home, if they're around your bus stop or your town, you just want to be aware of it and control what you can at your land. You don't need to go way out into the deep national forest to find these things. You just want to keep them away from your child's playground and bus stop and your driveway entrance and your children's windows, your wife's window, your window.
and just about all
We want to
these,
teach you to deter them, not attract them, not communicate with them.
and just about all these photos, they were close to homes. Like this was on a trailer park. We were at another trailer area with a friend. This thing was waiting outside the door in the dark. This one is sitting on a neighbor's front porch.
The stickball one.
This one's at a stickball.
There's actually two there. One is
Festival
muzzle straight
area.
on, and one's more at an angle.
This one was just down the road from one of our trackers. They were looking for a couple things, and this is what they found. This one is maybe about 100 yards from where we're sitting right now. This one,
That head would be about 2 feet high, at least 2.5 feet, maybe.
yeah, about the size of a man's back. That head was.
That's a profile, and that's a still shot from a video.
And this one is in
Also
the
on
back
this
of the property. Yeah. This one was in Clayton at a friend's or a guy knew his cabin. This is the giant. Look at the legs that goes up the darker part, and then you'll follow to the face, and you'll be able to see the face looking through the branches there. That was from another tracker, and that was on a farm.
We're in southeast Oklahoma, but there's nothing unusual about this place. Every forest that we've been to, they're there. Texas, Alabama, Colorado, you name it. You don't have to go far. The only reason we've been to those places is to help other people. But
Now there are
you
some.
don't have to go searching.
There are some in the Pacific Northwest. Yes, there are. They are there too. But that's not the only place.
Yeah.
They're in every state, every
If
part of
there's
the world.
woods, and they're in the cities. We've found
Wherever
them
a
in the
spider.
suburbs in Houston. We've just everywhere, anywhere that there's a tree line and a water source.
Wherever
Because-
there's food,
yeah,
and
yeah,
people
because
are food.
the trees provide coverage. The water is where the prey goes to. And when they run out of wildlife and pets, then they start coming for the people. Or if they've just got the right opportunity, especially for the poor homeless people, and those that hide in the woods, runaways, addicts, people like that. They're very, very vulnerable. They're hiding in the same places that these predators know to hide or hide themselves. Abandoned buildings, drainage systems, sewer systems, canals, ravines,
Trains.
parks, along the edges of pipelines and power lines, those cut throughs.
Wherever homeless shelters are, homeless encampments are.
And they've always been around, but like we were saying, since 2020, they advanced. When everybody was told to stay home and nobody was allowed to go out anywhere, they moved forward towards the food because people weren't going out into the parks anymore. So they got very bold about coming towards the people. We find the blinds in, by daycare centers, by restaurants, anywhere that there's a dumpster, hotels, anywhere that there's food, activity, noise. A lot of times at churches or venues, sports, like that one at the Stickball Stadium, tree lines, Walmarts where they're dumpsters, not just Walmarts, but the other food stores too, that wherever they've got their, they throw the produce out or throw the food out, throw the trash, and there's a tree line nearby, you'll find them there also.
We're gonna we got a few comments. We're gonna go back to the comment page and catch up real fast and see what's going on. Oh, there's Mickey.
Mickey says, much respect. I can learn from this channel. I like your perspective. I agree with your opinion. With your blessing, I will join y'all again. Good night. Good night, Mickey.
All
We'll
right.
see you next time.
Yep. Good night, Mickey.
Hey, Dee, thank you.
Good seeing you,
We
Dee.
sure appreciate you, Dee.
We sure do.
We're glad you're here, and we thank you for that.
Tracker Lorna is saying hello to Dee, and Dee is saying hello to everybody. Sage Cooley.
He looks like a shower screamer.
Yeah.
That's a joke if y'all watch one of our earlier Watching Wednesdays.
Night Star says thank you, Dee. And Tracker Lorna says hi to Sage. And Dee Spence says I appreciate all of y'all too. All right.
We're glad you're here.
Yeah. All right. So let's get back to what this guy is. So we kind of showed his video of the Bigfoot that he saw, which
looking at it, is this real? Like, did I really just see a Bigfoot? Am I filming nothing? It was a weird moment. I was definitely questioning my sanity in a sense, because nobody just says, "Oh, I'm gonna go and see if I can spot a Sasquatch," and then they're staring at one. That part of the story I don't even like to share, because it's ridiculous. It really is. But it's what happened, and it's how it went down. And as I'm staring at this thing, saying to myself, you mean to tell me these things are actually real? Like, just blown away by such a reality, and having to question my own reality and sanity. Like, I didn't know what to think of it all. Because for so many years I was so convinced that these things don't exist, and then here I am staring at one. It was a hard moment to digest. And as I'm staring at this thing, and then the clouds would block me out, and then the clouds would rise, and then I could see just this black blob down there, and I wasn't sure what I was seeing. And at the same time, my phone would start ringing because my wife wanting to know when I'm coming home. And then the clouds would get thicker. And so this kind of went on for, like I said, about an hour, until eventually the clouds were so thick I couldn't see into the valley anymore. And a truck had pulled in.
I would like to also say that something like that can make it through a ravine and up a mountainside so fast you would not believe it. And his wife calling may have been a good thing for interrupting, or for him to get ready to go, because he ended up leaving after that. Sometimes we take that as God's protection when things like that happen. And also in the book we talk about the mist and the fog. They travel in it. We talk about lingering mists. There are groups that are called mist and called fog. They can create their own fog because they can generate and control their own temperature. It's not always a natural fog. Sometimes it's an unnatural fog. I don't know what the situation was there with him, but it just reminded me to talk about that, and that's also in Predator Bigfoot.
Some guy in a truck, and at that point I was like, okay, I just need to go. and loaded up everything, went home, immediately told my wife and parents and kids what happened. And of course, you know, they're kind of, are you sure it wasn't this? Could it have been a bear? And all those type of questions.
All the things he used
And
to
I
say.
showed them the video, and, you know, the video's not super conclusive. It's poor footage. It's blurry, poor footage, which that in itself was just amazing to me, that I became one of those people in possession of blurry, unclear Bigfoot footage, being that I had been laughing and mocking this footage for decades. And
They're literally called blurs.
And when they absorb the light or deflect the light, it does blur that. So you're not, I mean, you have to think as one of these predators would think, as far as it doesn't survive by being seen. So it's going to be behind you. It's going to be coming from your left. Now, if it does show you, it shows you in front of you, that's a decoy. It wants you to follow it. It wants you to come down there. It wants you to go into the trap. And then there's herders that's going to get behind and start scaring and making noise, breaking trees and stopping so that you hear those footsteps. And
Never
then
just one.
you just keep going because they're hurting you. But now he knows how it feels of what he's been doing all along to other people. So
This is why he's so desperate to try to prove it to people. We're saying you don't have to prove anything to anybody.
no,
As long as you know what you know, don't second guess yourself. You know, you do rule out the logical things, but you know what you saw.
and
Do we have a translucent photo?
yeah,
They can look like the heat off a highway. We call them translucents. And each hair is a little invisibility shield. The way they can catch and refract the light, just like the one in the stickball field, the way that it looked green, because it's picking up all the light around it and reflecting it. Just like animals have camouflage and lizards have crypsis.
I got something here. It's called. One second. Translucent. It's for 1 minute. I'm not sure what the video is. So let's check it out real fast.
At any given time, you have offensive and defensive feelings that protect you. Goose pimples on the arm. Hair on the back of your neck stands up. Flowing wind or a shiver. It all informs you of a cosmic translucent predator. The demon takes an outlining form by bending light. They look like heat waves on a hot highway. See-through or blurred. Just an outline of a form. Boiling, shimmering, crystallized, or a watery haze look. Right behind the light is where the demon hides.
And I forgot we had that video until now.
Yeah, we need to show that more often. And then if you haven't watched our Bigfoot documentary, that's a clip from that. And you'll find that documentary on this channel. We used to sell it, but it's for free now. We put it out because we want everyone to be more safe.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, Sage Cooley saying, "Hey, tracker." All right. All right. Well, so this guy, he knows what it feels like now. But we still ain't cutting him any slack because he hasn't apologized to anybody. He's just saying, Now,
But now he knows what it feels like, and and that's why he's so desperate to prove, because he knows there's people out there just like him that are not going to be happy until they see it with their own eyes.
and you really don't want to do that unless you are prepared for that.
And yeah,
You don't want to get caught off guard with seeing some of these things out there.
I don't have to see serial killer human to believe that they're out there. Like, I've seen enough of these things. I don't need to see. Like, there comes a point when you can learn from other people's mistakes or other people's. You don't have to be stubborn about it. Don't be so stubborn that you get yourself or your family into trouble. We don't just like going and wandering in caves and different things like that anymore. I loved it when I was younger, but now I've seen too much. But we did it so that we could write our books and do our documentary, and to warn people, not just for fun. We don't consider this, even though we do enjoy what we do, we're not out there just trying to communicate and get close to these things for entertainment. There's a purpose, and that purpose is to keep people safe, to warn people what's out there. And we really hope that you will take our warnings and other people's warnings and let that be enough. That old phrase, curiosity killed the cat, is literal.
Yep. And so this guy, he's on a mission. When we got the photos, we got the video, we got the hair samples. We even burned the hair samples in front of everybody.
Tried to burn.
We got the tracks.
Yeah.
We know the DNA. We know the sequence, and that's in the book too.
People want to be the one to have the great revelation to show everybody, but trust and believe that the government already has all this, the military already has all this. They collect that evidence, they hide that evidence, they abuse the people that have that evidence, they steal from them, they threaten them, they'll take them out if need be. There's a cover-up, and it's so weird. People can believe there's a cover-up about everything else. Don't trust the government for anything else, but they trust them when it comes to this. When they say, "Oh no, there's no such thing," suddenly they trust them when it comes to Bigfoot. And we're so sick of hearing not one body. It's a lie. They come and collect the bodies, and the evidence is out there, and you finding it is not going to suddenly reveal it to the whole world, and now they're gonna believe you. The world is gonna believe because Hugh Knight found what he was looking for. We're more concerned that Hugh Knight is going to go looking for this and continue to look for this. And towards the end of this, he talks about wanting to communicate and gift and all this. We're afraid he's got a family that clearly loves him. His wife checks on him, is like, "Where are you at?" And he's got children. We don't want him to be the one that's in a camping story of the family man that went out one weekend hunting Bigfoot and never came back.
And these things will follow him back.
Absolutely.
Go right back to his house and see what's going on there. Let's go a little further, because now he's the one people are making fun of, like he used to do everybody else. That's why we said we don't cut him any slack, because he didn't say. Right now would have been the time for him to say, and anyone I heckled, anyone on Facebook, YouTube, I apologize.
You were right.
You were right. I was wrong. I apologize. I'm sorry for doing that. But he don't say that, so we're not cutting him any slack on this.
I told everybody we're going up tomorrow. We're going back in the morning, and I got to.
Why are you telling everybody? Why
Why are
are
you
you going by
taking people
yourself?
with you?
Why are you taking your kids up there?
Yeah, we don't like that.
No.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
See what's going on, and we did. And the next morning, it was my whole family, everybody except my mom, I believe, went up there. And as I climbed back up to that same viewpoint and looked into the valley, it was a very sunny, clear day, perfect day. And I could see a stump right there where the creature was at the previous day. And I didn't know there was a stump there because the body of the Sasquatch had blocked that stump out completely. And so I got footage of the stump, and I've done comparison side-by-side videos on my channel to show, you know, that there's definitely something there blocking the stump. And that was just kind of the beginning of a major undertaking, because I had to prove to myself and to everybody that what I filmed that day was a Sasquatch.
No, you didn't.
When I was first,
You literally saw it walking along. You saw it walking along, arms both out, slapping the tops of the little pine trees. And you said it walked along just like you did. And then when you came back and found it, it was squatted down there and you could see it moving. That should have been enough proof for you. A stump didn't get up and walk along and swing its arms and knock around trees. And you didn't have to prove anything to anyone else. But because your own guilty conscience of how you treated other people, now you think that you got to prove it to somebody. You just know what you know and don't worry about it.
Just like when we started showing our photos in the beginning, because no one else had them, so we decided, hey, we'll show you these pictures, we'll show you these things, and those people who heckle and everything, you know, we said we don't have to prove it to you. We're just showing to warn people that these things are out there, and we could care less what you say. You can heckle all you want. This isn't for you. This is for the people who need to know. So same thing with him. You don't have to prove it to anybody.
Not at
You
all.
know it's there. Now protect your family.
What you need to do is teach your family what's
Teach
out
your
there.
family
Yeah.
they're there.
But not by taking them and putting them in harm's way.
No. Keep them out of those woods. Keep them safe. Teach them what to look for. Get our book. Read our book. Tell them, read this book. Read that children's book.
Instead, they're watching you gifting,
Doing
just
all the
making
wrong
these things
things.
an idol.
Yeah, you don't gift demons and things that would come back to your home and take, you know, livestock, pets,
Or take you from
people.
your family.
Yep. And you give it enough time, keep messing around, these things will take you.
That's why we had that verse tonight. Don't tempt. God will protect you, but only so far. And you're just going to be stupid.
You know, you're gonna keep jumping out the plane, and this time without the parachute. You know, there's only so much that you just can't protect stupidity. You're gonna keep doing it.
looking into that valley at the Sasquatch, it was really hard to gauge how big or tall it is. It's so far away, and the trees that it was walking through, they were probably 4 foot, 5 foot trees. I don't know for sure, but eventually I get footage of a bear from that same exact perspective. In the size of that bear compared to the Sasquatch. So when I first found this bear with my spotting scope, I thought it was a vulture. I thought it was a black vulture, because vultures get pretty big up there, and a lot of them are really black. And it was a full-size bear. And what that showed me was that the Sasquatch I saw was so much bigger than I ever imagined. Because in a comparison of the bear to the Sasquatch, it would have been able to pick up this bear and throw it on its shoulder and
They
carry.
do.
And so it's probably a smaller bear, but it could just be a normal sized black bear. I don't know. But it really showed me that this creature was big, much bigger than I had originally anticipated. And I've never actually made it into this valley to find that stump and do comparisons. And I've had many failed attempts at getting into this valley. And it's frustrating because every time I've set out to get into that valley, some other discovery or something has derailed me in a way where I can't get into that valley. And I mean, for example, I was on the way to that valley one day, and I was ran over by a guy in a truck and hauled out of there in an ambulance. Couldn't walk for 2 months. And another time I was trying to get to that valley, and I just got a flat tire in my truck. A tire had a nail in it, and then it's just been problem after problem. And I've scoured that whole area, but I've actually just never made.
But also, if he's been posting about knowing there's a Sasquatch in that area, and he's trying to get footage of it, he's going back. There are people that will stop
Anybody that might be
that
revealing
information,
too much.
revealing too much. Yeah.
And we've talked before about the drop-in pops too, and different things that can be put there on purpose to give you a flat tire in certain areas.
Yeah, we've had it done twice in one area.
But I would,
It's a
some
lot
things
of,
you just take as a sign when you just keep having trouble getting into an area. Maybe you just don't go into that area.
but also, if he's just now figuring out about a Bigfoot, he doesn't know about the cover-ups.
I guess
And he
not.
doesn't know that there's people who will run you over, who will make sure that you don't get that information. Or if you do get that information, they're going to be waiting on you before you get down to the bottom of the mountain. Or
Fly over the top of you 15 times.
yeah, you got to wait for the planes.
That's happened to us.
Yeah. They'll try to spray you.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had that done, so we know.
Get it into this valley. It's very hard. Well, I could get into the valley somewhat easily. It's getting out of the valley that makes it really hard. And so that especially shows me that it was not a person walking in there, because I know how damn near impossible it is to get into that valley. And there was a bipedal.
He's still trying to convince himself and whoever's listening.
Mm-hmm.
Humanoid creature walking in there. And so I have no doubt that it was not a person. It was all one color. It was all appeared to be hair covered. Obviously, I couldn't see the hairs from that distance. But when I went back up there and on that day with my parents, and I shared the footage with other people, and I could see a level of doubt in people's eyes, and it's understandable.
How's that feel?
I guess he did talk his mom to go. You know, if he's just so obsessed, he would do better just to get a drone. Get a drone and go take a look at that stump with the drone. Stay out of that valley.
Yeah, you're cornered when you're in that valley. You ain't gonna climb that.
Mm-mm.
They say I can see a look of doubt. Yeah,
I recognize it.
you recognize it, huh? Man.
That was kind of when I knew, okay, this is something I have to prove, and I'm going to prove it. And I started buying better camera equipment. I started buying camping gear and really built this arsenal of stuff that I could afford to accumulate to go out and conduct this research. And that's exactly what I did. I started going out on overnight trips by myself, and I started hiking into deep canyons and going into areas that I'd never been in. And
so now he's taking a lot of money away from his family, things that in time that he could be spending with his family. And he may regret that lost time someday, those lost opportunities. Those kids aren't young very long, and that money could be better spent elsewhere than with this obsession to prove to other people. It doesn't matter about the opinions of people. It doesn't matter at all. You're playing with the devil.
Yeah.
Early on, I immediately started finding structures that Sasquatch researchers before me had made videos and shown me what to look for. And there they were. I mean, I found this amazing X structure right away, and started finding tree breaks, and started finding everything that others have attributed to Sasquatch all over that area. And one day this journey took me deep into this canyon bottom, and I'm following a river, and I'm just wearing sandals, hiking right up this river, and something was following me in the trees that day, and I couldn't see it, but I could hear it. I could hear cracks and breaks and whistles, constantly whistles.
He's using his left hand, and that's the left side, death side, west side. West side killers in the book, Predator to Bigfoot. That's the side they're most likely to approach for attack from.
That information's in this book of why it was on your left side. Hugh, so get the book, Hugh, read the book, learn. West Side Killers. Page
76.
76.
Starts on page 76.
and
West Side
Predator to
Killers.
West Side Killers, Predator to Bigfoot Spiritual Warrior's Path. That information's in the book.
And so when you listen to these stories from now on, you'll start to notice how often they gesture to or they talk about the left-hand side.
Yeah. And you gotta be careful. I mean, get the book, read the book. So when that does happen, you know exactly what's going on.
And I want to know who hikes in sandals. That's just foolish.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And it seemed like the whistles were being directed up the canyon, not towards me, but it is almost like something was notifying down the canyon that somebody's coming. I don't know.
You think?
And
Food's
I
here.
found a little trail that deviated off of the creek, and I went up that trail and found a big humanoid footprint, probably a size 14. And I have a video of this footprint, and it's just very clear, ankle, toes, everything. A very clear, very awesome footprint. And that
heel, not ankle.
Yeah, he meant heel, not ankle. You're not going to get an ankle print. You're going to get a heel print. It's kind of funny.
that was a big moment for me where I knew, okay, this is all real. You know, I know what I saw. These things exist. The evidence is here. And on that same day, I was going deeper into the canyon, and I found this grove of trees that had all been pushed together in this really unnatural way, this teepee type thing. And I saw,
Dude, you didn't have to go deep into a canyon. We found one right here in Antlers, Oklahoma, outside the daycare, the walking track, and the senior center. Exactly like what you're talking about.
And that's something too. These, especially these new guys, these new researchers, they still think you have to go out in the woods to find these things. These things are in this town, wherever he lives. If he would look in his town, around those dumpsters, where the kids are, where the seniors are, where the food is, where the lakes, the rivers, or the ponds, any water source, railroad places, you're going to find these same structures, these same blinds that you don't even know what to look for. This guy doesn't even know what to look for. And he needs to read the books that we put out.
Take your kids to the park and enjoy watching them play, and then, you know, teach them the signs to look out for right there, right around the park for the pull downs. And our youngest tracker, 13-year-old tracker, they went to, was it Celebration?
Yeah, graduation.
A graduation recently, and she spotted the blinds right there by the children's play area, exactly like she's been trained to observe wherever she goes. And sure enough, there they were. They videotaped Predator Bigfoot blinds so that they can, these are stalking blinds, so they can sit and watch these children. And a lot of times they'll even pull some of the toys right into the blind so the kid's going into the tree line. But he can be searching right around there and learning how to protect his town, and maybe asking if he can push back some of those blinds instead of out here trying to search and bring things home. Go look in your area and clean it up and push it back to protect the people in your community.
Yeah, all he's doing is pulling more into the town area. It's going to follow him back.
Spending time and money, and
Yeah, he's bringing more in.
one stumble in one of them deep canyons traveling by yourself too. You could just hurt yourself, and nobody find you.
Yeah.
Too late.
Started paying attention to the trees a lot more that day, and that's when I started finding this anomaly of topped trees everywhere. And I only focus primarily on the evergreen trees, on the conifer trees, because I do tree work for a living. I've done tree work for Department of Natural Resources. I've been a sawyer on a fire crew. I know everything about trees.
He knows everything about trees, but it wasn't until he got told to watch for the top trees that he even started paying attention to the top trees. And that's exactly what we're talking about when people say, I've been in the woods all my life. Well, most of us that are into all this have been.
Yeah.
You know, most of us are.
Everybody lives in the
Country
woods if you
people,
think
all
about
of
it.
us were in the woods, you know. And but the signs are getting more prevalent. And if you're a deer hunter, you're looking for specific things that have to do with the deer. But if you're
Ruts and tracks,
yeah, depending on what it is that you're looking for, that's what you're going to
Trails.
be focused on.
acorn trees.
If you go to the store and you're looking for a red dress, that's what you're going to zero in on. You're not going to notice the blue, the green, the yellow, the patterns, the knot dresses. You're going to focus on that one thing that you're looking for. If you get a new car, you got your heart set on a new car, you're going to notice that kind of car everywhere. It's just what you're focused on.
And he
So-
said he does wood kind of work for what he does.
Yeah, forestry.
He's been in forestry, and he says he knows trees. These things didn't just do this when you went up in these mountain areas.
They've been doing it.
You
Yeah,
just
they notice
didn't know what you was looking at
it.
because you were thinking Bigfoot's not real.
Mhm.
You were mocking people. You're making fun of them. And any place you were, if you worked in the woods and worked in forestry, these trees, these same signs, these same blinds, structures were there. You
They've
just
been
didn't
doing it.
know what you were looking at. You didn't know anything about the Bigfoot or how it hunts and what it uses to hunt, how
And
it
that's what
hides.
it is. It's all a part of a hunting system.
And this guy now, he's got the epiphany. Now he's the one who's going to tell people,
Reveal it to the world.
reveal it of what they do and the trees and the X's. And no, you just didn't know until you started looking at other people's research, or you would have never known because you were looking at books, you're watching YouTube, you were looking at other people's work, and now you're trying to
Go find the evidence.
now make it your find. But it's not your find. These things have been out there. Those tree breaks, they've been out there. And if you would look further, you're going to find more. You're going to find more structures. Look at the trails. Look at the waterways. Look at the hiking paths. You know, the trails that hikers take. You're going to find all that.
Those blinds are all along the game trails and the hiking trails, the
But
curves and the highways and the places in town.
But now he's the all-seeing, all-finder, and no, these things were there before you even set foot.
So it's kind of
on
like his ego is starting to get into it too, where he wants to be the one to, and that's going to get him in trouble.
Yeah, and he's trying to teach, but he's going to do it all wrong. And
Well, yeah, because his family's watching him already right now. Those kids are paying attention.
this
What
book
he's doing.
alone has more information than he'll ever have unless he reads his book. This one too, the English version of Bigfoot Gifters. For the children's book, Monster Spotters.
That tells your children how to, without scaring them, but with training them to avoid these places and these situations, how to avoid all these things that he's willfully going into.
And the artwork and the illustrations are so good You don't even have to speak English
It's a
to know what you're looking at.
the artwork's a lot more detailed within the book.
And if you look at that book, you can hold it up to the woods, and if you see any of these, turn the pages. You see any of these, you've got a predator around your house.
And that book will teach you children and grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and even people with short attention spans. Adults will enjoy that book too, and have how to spiritually and physically protect themselves from these things.
And
from
this
these
is more
predators.
predators, and all this information in these books is more than he'll ever have. And also, if you watch the documentary, it's called The Bigfoot Documentary at Sasquatch Choctaw Tracking on YouTube. Watch that video. If he was to watch that video, he would know what he's looking at before he even got there. If he read those books, he would know what to look for and what's happening before he even got there.
I know when they should and shouldn't be missing their tops, because trees don't lose their tops. I mean, I can look around right now at 1,000.
Yeah, but this has been done like this in different areas. You are just now getting into the woods and understanding what you're seeing, the abnormalities. Yeah, it's getting to where it's about 11 o'clock, and we was going to.
It's just more of the same. You can watch the full video on Flash of Beauty. This one was from 4 months ago. Already has 73,000 views. And towards the end of it, he talks about how he realizes now they've been communicating with him for a while, and he's going to establish that communication even more. And he's leaving them gifts, and they're leaving him gifts, and he's just super excited about all that. And how many people out of those 73,000 are going to go look for the things that he's talking about and try to do the things that he's talking about, so they can also communicate with these things and get themselves into danger. He knows just enough to be a danger to himself and to other people, because he's on here talking about this and encouraging other people to do what he's doing.
All this is the wrong information if you watch the rest of this. You don't want to gift these things. They're predators. They know you're coming. They're going to set up a plan or set up a situation to get this person. But if they're gifters, they know that this guy's bringing them food. They're going to leave food. They're going to say, and if he reads this book, he'll understand what gifting entails, what it really means to gift these things, and what the outcome will be. It's in this book. It's not a big book. It's easy to understand. But this guy is going to get a lot of people in harm's way just by giving the wrong information. And he's also put himself in dangerous situations because he's listening to someone who's giving him the wrong information to communicate, to gift, and all that. Somebody's been talking to him, and he's been asking. And even the people who do this channel, which is the Flash of Beauty, they told another guy to do that in one of the episodes, and that guy had to eventually move because these things were coming up to his house, up to his porch. He moved, and he wasn't a strong person, mentally or physically, to deal with these things.
It's not a game.
And these things came to his house, and he moved. And he didn't tell the people that he sold the house to what was coming, what is there.
And they'll take their kids there, and we know of people that one woman started gifting them, and it's a little bit here, and then it's bigger, and then it's bigger, and pretty soon she was gifting them entire food because more and more of them started coming and started getting more and more aggressive. Even people, we listen to somebody today, I won't even bring up his name, but we may do, I don't care how nice they are, and how many people love them. If it's bad advice, it's bad advice. But they just talk about the gifting, and maybe it's some are good, some are bad, and maybe it's just their fault. If the person's fault, if they pass through the area that belongs to the Bigfoots without appeasing them, really,
Bowing down.
admitting that they're from fallen angel Nephilim bloodline, just from this thing that shouldn't be here, this predator that shouldn't be here, shouldn't
They
be mixing
contradict themselves.
with the human DNA. And that it's an ungodly thing and it's an abomination, and understanding all that, and,
But then they gift them.
yeah, admitting all that, but then saying, well, it was my fault because when I went in the area, I didn't give them
I didn't bow down to
I
them
didn't give them a gift, and
for not enough, or the right thing.
yeah. So if that's the whole reason God sent the flood, was to clear up all these abominations that were eating people. Once people could no longer sustain them, is what the book of Enoch, the Ethiopian Bible, the Genesis. Once people could no longer sustain them, they started eating humans. The food that the humans were providing wasn't enough, and so now humans.
Yeah, the gifting
it's happening
wasn't
again.
enough. Yeah.
And so all these people are out there, but that's what happened with that woman, and eventually it got so out of control that she couldn't keep feeding them, couldn't afford to keep feeding them, got scared, and she left. But what kind of mess did she leave behind for the people that bought that property?
Yeah.
Or that go along that game trail where you got your stupid gifting tree? What happens when one week you can't afford bananas or apples or whatever it is you're gifting that week? You can't afford it, but you still want to go hiking and check it out. They're going to get aggressive. It's just common sense. You can feed one seagull and then all of them start coming. I mean,
They had and one a little bit further. If you watch this episode, he's talking about the trees being stuck in the ground with the roots upside down. Those are visual perches, like a deer stand. A deer stand, they'll put it at the top of the tree so they can look down here, look down here, look down here. It's the same thing. They'll stick in the ground. It is a show of might, also the size of it, but it's a perch. Now they're going to climb up on the top, and they don't need a whole root system. They just need a pole in the ground to climb up and look, because they can sit in trees for hours. They don't have to have a chair, and all they're doing is using it as a perch to look over down the valley, down the river, over the hill, over the forest area. That's all it is. And he's saying that it's for grub worms and all this other things that someone else made up for him to think.
And now he thinks that they're natives, and they're just like the natives, and
Yeah,
they're eating grubs just like the natives.
and when
that's
he starts using native stuff, that's why I was getting like, hey man, you need to know about us before you start talking about us. Things like that.
Different things.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, you can watch the whole interview on Flash of Beauty.
It's a waste of time, but you can. Apparently 73,000 people has watched this.
Don't take his advice. He's making a huge mistake. A huge mistake. It's not that we didn't know how to spell huge.
Yeah, that's his name.
Play on his name.
Hugh Mistakes.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to check comments or anything?
I don't think we have it. Everybody was listening, which is perfect.
Okay.
All right. And thank you everybody for being here. We're going to say our prayers and we're going to let everybody go. It's 11 o'clock now. We don't want to hold everybody up.
We started late tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Father. We pray that you protect people from themselves, and with this particular man, Lord, get a hold of his ego, protect his family. Don't let him bring danger back to his family. Give him the insight that he realizes that what he's doing is dangerous, Lord. May he learn in a peaceful and nonviolent way quickly that what he's doing is just leading into danger, and it's playing with fire. It's unnecessary. There's nothing to prove to man. Man's opinion doesn't mean anything. Lord, you warn us against these things. You've always warned us against these things. And we thank you for that, Lord, and thank you for allowing us to be a part of helping to warn others against. Lord, send the people that will listen to us, open their eyes and ears, and thank you for keeping the scoffers away, Lord. We thank you. We love you. In Jesus' name, in the name of your Son, Yeshua. Amen.
Amen. All right. Well, thank y'all for being with us tonight. We'll see y'all again very soon. And, you know, these,
Like,
especially with
sub,
these,
share, all that stuff.
especially with these new people on into the cryptid community, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what's going on. So don't listen to them. Get these books, watch the documentary, get caught up. We got another one that we're working on.
Share our books, buy our books, and put them in your library.
Yeah, help someone with those books. So everyone have a great night, and we will see you again very soon.
Yeah, watch a Predator Bigfoot documentary.
Okay.
Night.
Good night.
Footsteps walking when I do, I hear the sound, but see nothing as I look around. I see many eyes shining, following everywhere I go. Every time I look in the dark, they're looking at me. A foul smell in the air as people walk around without a care. Shadows in the corner of my eye, but when I turn to look, there is nothing there. A blur passes by, but what do I see? Only that who calls my name from the forest, the same as my father do. My hair stands up on the back of my neck. I feel sick and dizzy now, disoriented, spinning around. A large wolf on 2 feet follows me, lurking and smirking from tree to tree, whistling for me to look as a clawed hand waves. My body tries to tremble, but I'm staying brave. Something sways back and forth, I look away. I remember my mother always told me that when I hear and see this in the woods or around town, I am to sound the alarm, but let others know Predator Bigfoots are hunting, and I should go and let her know. My father knows what to do as he calls to other men too. Mothers find their children and let them know to stay close. Stay in the house and pull the shades down. Hold your breath and don't make a sound. On from the teaser before the Predator Bigfoots are back and hungry for more. Man and woman form lines to clear the land. The brushes beat as townspeople walk from the street to the wood line, moving slow into the woods now, making no sound as a gifting tree is found. Food and children's items with sales and flowers too. Why would someone do this to our town? Putting us all in danger. The shoes of a stranger are seen. Someone has been feeding Predator Bigfoots near our family's home. Trees bowed and pulled down, sharpened spikes placed in the ground as the forest goes quiet. Not a bird, cricket, or frog. The trees are still, the forest has a chill. Weapons now ready as all know the sign that Predator Bigfoots are around. Now it's a trap as he slaps on a tree. A whoop over there and a breath next to me. Now whoops everywhere behind every tree. A raven's and clear, calm in the rain as the ground is now stained. The forest now quiet as only few walk away. Now we look for the one who gifted the predators our town.
This is a song that my mother taught me. The boogeyman, the boogeyman, the boogeyman, boo. He's an awful man, a terrible man, a wicked man too. He often chases children and catches them like mice. His teeth, they are awful, and his breath, it is not nice.
So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. Y'all say a prayer.